Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by for a visit today. I always enjoy visiting with you guys. I hope you're all having a great day. We are having a really laid back day for me and Big Daddy. Just doing much of nothing. We stayed up really late early this morning watching movies and such and just hanging out, and then we went to bed and slept in pretty late today, and so we're just chilling. We are like, we were in the 80s the other day, and now it's down to like the 30s. I think the high is supposed to be like 50 today, maybe like 52, but it did dip down into the upper 20s, like 28, 29 last night. And so yeah, it's a big difference going from 80 to 30. But anyway, we're fine, we're doing good. I've been working on my wrap here. Let's see, oh, here I am right here where I am adding in this orange. I used up all the orange, that's what I have left, so I'm ready to open another color and add that in. So it's getting pretty long, but it's not quite long enough for how I want it to fit and be, so I'm gonna keep going. A few more, I'm gonna have to pull this chair over to hold this end up. I'm gonna have to go a few more colors to get it the length that I want it. So getting close, not quite there, but getting close. Today I am drinking a French vanilla cappuccino, and it is really good. It did come in this variety pack that Cajun Mom Michelle had sent me, and it is just filled with a variety of different kind of K-pods. There's hot chocolates, coffees, and teas in here, and they have all been really good. I know from experience I do not care for hazelnut, and I don't know if there's any hazelnuts in here yet or not, but I haven't come across any. Oh, there's one right there. Hazelnut cappuccino. So Big Daddy can enjoy that one. But this is the second time that I've used one of these variety boxes, and I think they are well worth it, because if you like to sample different flavorings and, you know, don't want the same coffee every day. I get tired of the same things every day. And I'm limited on what I, am able to tolerate and do. So a lot of my stuff is repetition, like food and drinks. I try to get, just different flavored drinks, hot drinks, cold drinks, or whatever, because I do get tired of the same thing every day. Oh, goodness. I hear Phoebe barking. There might be somebody coming up outside. Okay, sorry about that. It was someone outside. My neighbor that lives a road over. I know I've mentioned my little friend Zeke, who comes and helps me. It was his mom. She walks a couple of times a week in the late afternoon, and so she saw that we had mail and packages of mail tied to our mailbox, and so she brought those up to put on the doorsteps. I was going to get Big Daddy to go in the truck later to get them, but anyway, I appreciate her doing that. She's so sweet. Very sweet. What was I talking about? I don't know. I don't know, but anyway, let's just jump back in. I am excited to see what color comes next. That will be exciting. And I was looking for my strap that I put on to crochet. I think I left it at my desk. Goodness. Okay, I think I'm ready now. Okay, so this is a Ruana wrap that I have been working on. I've been adding a new color when I'm, feel up to working on it and doing a video about it. And so what I'm doing, I get these little balls. My son fixed some baggies for me, so I get a surprise color, and I don't know what color is coming next. But anyway, it's a little bitty skein of yarn, and I'm just adding that in, and using the whole skein, and wherever it ends, and I just tie on and start the new color. And I'm doing just different stitches. I'm not doing any kind of repeat process. I'm just crocheting and enjoying it, okay? This is a stress-free project. I don't know how many rows it is. I haven't counted them. I'm not gonna count them. I didn't even count my starting chain. I'm just crocheting, okay? And so let's see what color yarn I'm adding in today. Here's my baggie, and oh, navy. It's a navy blue. Okay, well that'll be nice. Let me see if I can find the end. The end of this navy, yes. So, today I thought we would just answer some questions that some of you have asked in the comments. And if you have a question for me, feel free to leave that in the comment. And if it's a question I can answer, I'll answer it. If it's a question I can't answer, then I won't answer it. But mostly, I mean, I'm an open book. I can answer just about mostly anything. But if it's a question that I've answered like the last 3 videos, like every time, I probably won't, just because people are tired of hearing the same question and answer. So, and I know not everybody watches every video, I know that, so no worries, no worries. Anyway, I'm going to tie this on, try not to pull out my stitches. So I was watching my loop there. I didn't have much of a tail left here to tie on. Okay, there goes my navy and blue. That's probably a team color, football color. I don't know. I don't know anything about football, but I think navy and orange might be somebody's colors. Well, I was going to tie it one more time. Okay, here I go. All right, I'm going to snip this off and throw these in the garbage can. Oh, somebody moved the garbage can further away. I'll just lay them right here. I don't know if I said I'm using a 7mm hook and this lovely strap that Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches had sent me. So that's what I'm using to crochet. Alright, and I'm just going to get right into answering some questions that people have asked. Somebody asked what grocery stores do we have here in my town. We have Walmart, Super Walmart, and we have like neighborhood markets. We shop at Walmart. That's where we get our groceries. We do have a Super One grocery store, and then we have Brookshire's, and Brookshire's and Super One are owned by the same company. We have a Max Fresh Market, and then we have a Sam's Club. We shop at, oh wait, did I mess up? No, I didn't. We shop at Walmart. Brookshire's and Super One are way much more expensive than Walmart, and Max too. They're all way more expensive than Walmart. So yeah, that's when we shop at those, at Walmart, just to be able to get more for our, buck. Oh, let's see. Oh, somebody asked, oh, I can't remember how they worded it. They said that I seem to be resilient. I don't know. Thank you. Thank you for thinking that. I mean, I don't personally think that about myself. But, and they did ask, how did I strengthen? I believe that's the word they use. Strengthen myself to be resilient or something like that. That was a very sweet question, and I appreciate that very much. I don't see myself as that. I just see myself as, you know, living life. But I tried to think about that, and I don't really know. Other than, I know this. When our son Elijah was born sick and ended up with a feeding tube, as he got older, as a young child and a young boy, we did not allow that feeding tube to stop him from doing things. We just let him be a kid. We didn't ever say, oh, you can't do that because you have a feeding tube. Or we didn't say, you know, like, we just didn't say things like that. We encouraged him to try anything and everything he wanted to do. And so he did play soccer. He swam. He took swimming lessons. He swam. He did dog training, you know, stuff. I mean, he played hard with other kids. You know, we just didn't allow that to be an excuse or anything like that. Anything other kids could do, he could do too. So, and I guess I'm kind of the same way with myself. I'm just not going to allow things to be an excuse. Now, there's some things I cannot do. I, like, physically cannot do. But if I can, by any means, do things, I, you know, do them. But, you know, being realistic, there are some things I can't do. But I appreciate your question. And that was sweet, sweet, sweet words. Somebody asked, will I lose more fingers? Well, I hope not. But I've said that after every finger amputation. So we don't know. This disease is not predictable at all. There are some people with Raynaud's who don't lose any fingers. I just happen to have a severe case, and so far this has been my journey, and I don't know. I try not to think about things like that, really. Let's see. Oh, someone asked, this was a good question too. Someone asked, what YouTube channels did I first subscribe to, and do I still watch those channels today? I can tell you the first 4 crochet YouTube channels that I did subscribe to, and yes, I do watch them today. Now, I did not crochet at all. I loom knitted, but I watched Terry at Yarn Joy Podcast. Hey, Terry. I watched every video Terry put out. I just loved all her content. And I still watch Terry today and appreciate her videos very much. And another channel that I first started watching was Ella from No Catchy Name. Hi, Ella. And I love Ella. I just love her. She reminds me of a younger me when my oldest son was young, Dakota. And I just did all the things, you know, that I could possibly do for him, just as she does for Jessie and now her baby daughter, June. And so, you know, life takes over and things have changed for Ella, but I still watch her videos very much. I enjoy them very much. Her and her husband are doing a wonderful job raising their kids, and just doing all that they can do to have a happy life with their children. And another channel that I watched from, you know, one of my first channels to subscribe to was Seta at Seta's Place. Hey, Seta. And my son Elijah was a bit younger at that time. He loved Seta. Because she liked Star Trek. So he always asked me, how's Seta? What's Seta doing? What's she up to? What's she making? Like, he didn't give a flip about what I was making, but he always wanted to know what Seta was making. And then one time, Seta was trying different teas from different places, and people were sending her in some teas, and Elijah was all about he had to send Seta some tea, so that's what we did. And he always just asked about Seta. Every now and then he'll say, have you watched Seta lately? And I'll tell him, yeah, she's doing such and such, you know. But anyway, I think that's funny that Elijah took right to Seta. And another one, this is the, she said, I don't know if they asked for a number, but I wrote down the 4 that I know that I subscribed to when I first started watching YouTube. And before this, I didn't even know, like, I didn't use YouTube like I do today. I didn't know the benefits of YouTube at the time. But the other one that I started watching from the beginning when I first started watching YouTube was Summer at Summer's Tips and Stitches. Hey, Summer. Summer is a great gal. She uses that word. She says gal, so that's why I said that. And she inspired me to, you know, learn to crochet. She was making, you know, lots of different projects, and all these ladies really did. But Summer was just easy to relate to. She had a family. She had a lot going on in her life, but yet she was making some YouTube videos too. So she was very relatable for me. So that, and I still watch all these channels today. I watch most of my YouTube laying in the bed because I sit up and do, you know, my stuff or whatever, but then I get real achy and I need to go lay down for a while. So if I'm not sleepy and I just need to lay down, I will lay there and watch my YouTube channels. And then I can't comment on them, but I watch them. And then whenever I can't lay there too long, or I get achy and I have to get up for a while. So anyway, someone asked about my feeding tube. Let me get a drink of this coffee real quick. Someone asked about my feeding tube. Well, I'm going to combine 2 different questions here. Someone asked about my feeding tube, how long I've had a feeding tube, when, and then another question combined into this is, when do you know you need a new feeding tube? And somebody asked why I have a feeding tube. So this might be like 3 questions grouped in there together. So I've had a feeding tube for 2 years now. My esophagus, scleroderma hardened my esophagus. It does not contract and work and push food down, and it's very, very narrow. I used to go and get it stretched periodically, but then that stopped working, where it would not even stretch. It's hardened like a PVC pipe, they said. Their words, not mine, because I don't know what's in there. They said it's hardened like a PVC pipe. And so I ended up getting a feeding tube 2 years ago, and I had a very rough bout of that, getting that going and situated and all that kind of stuff. I ended up having like 5 surgeries. I ended up septic, yeah, and sepsis, I think that's the word I'm trying to say. And then I ended up in a nursing home. It was so horrible. Okay, so that's why I have a feeding tube. Somebody wanted to know, how do you know when you need a new tube? Well, mine is very nasty on the inside, and I'm scared it might be mold in there. So, and not only that, around my stoma where the tube comes out, the bumper won't stay down, and it is just leaking really bad all out on my stomach. And that stomach acid burns your skin. It creates a chemical burn on your skin, and it just eats your skin away. It's very, very painful, and you have to just, I need a new tube so that my bumper will stay down and keep that snug so that it doesn't leak so bad out onto my skin. So I'm having to doctor that like crazy, because the least little drop of stomach acid that comes out just burns my skin really bad, because it's all messed up. It's bad. It's like a chemical burn. And I do have barrier creams and ointments and all this kind of stuff to put on that, but and then put a pad up under the bumper and then tape it all down real good. But the least little drop of stomach acid or fluids and stuff burns. So yeah, I need a new tube. Need a new tube pretty bad. So that's how you know you need a new tube, when you're in like really bad pain like that. I turned my row, and now I need to decide what stitch I'm gonna do. I think I'm going to just, do, well, first off, I need to do a double crochet in that very first stitch, because I chained one, and I'm doing a double crochet in that very first stitch. And then I'm going to do a granny stitch in the granny cluster for a granny stitch in the V stitches below. So I'm doing 3 double crochets in the V stitch, and that will create the granny clusters. I think I did that somewhere along the line. I don't remember where, but somewhere back down here I did that. Okay, so back to the questions. Someone asked, did I have a bucket list of projects? Well, I don't know if I really call it a bucket list. I used to have I do have a list of projects that I would like to do. I quit adding to that list because it was just ridiculously long and a little bit overwhelming. Phoebe. Phoebe. And so I don't add to that list anymore. I have so many projects I would like to make that I'll never get to them in my lifetime, right? I'm sure we all have that. Okay, so I had this question a lot, and this is going to take some explaining. Someone asked, am I on disability, like Social Security disability? No, I am not. I do not qualify. Now, let me say this before you start typing. It's not a matter of getting denied and needing to reapply. I'm not a candidate for Social Security disability because I never paid in to Social Security. If you didn't pay in, you can't draw. And I'll explain a little more of that. Don't type yet because I'll explain a little bit more of that in a minute. I raised my kids and homeschooled my kids and did not work, so I did not pay into Social Security. Now, there is a way that you can claim on your spouse's Social Security, but that takes away, you get that money now, you don't get that money later. So that takes away what they will get when they're ready to file and get Social Security themselves. So we have an income. Big Daddy works, he has an income. I don't want to take that Social Security now when he has an income, because we're going to need it later when he don't have an income, if it's even available then, who knows. But we would need that money later when we have no income, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to take away from our future for now. Okay, then there's also SSI, which is Social Security income. You qualify for that if you don't have an income, or if your income is very low. Like if you make around a less than, or right around $1,000 a month, I think it's less than, then you can qualify for Social Security income. Well, Big Daddy has a job. He has a job with an income, and he makes more than $1,000 a month. Thank God. So I don't qualify for SSI because we have an income. I don't qualify for SSD because I never paid into it. I never worked. So that's why I don't have Social Security. I do not qualify. And like I said, it's not a matter of being denied and needing to reapply. I could reapply 100 times and I'm not going to get it because I didn't pay in. So that's one of the things, you know, that stay-at-home moms will have to face. But yeah, I've had that question and people just assume that I probably get Social Security or disability or whatever. No, I don't. Okay, so, oh yeah, this was a great question too. My top 3 dream vacation locations or something. Now, this is totally dream vacation. I mean, I had to think about this because, I don't know. I don't dream vacation really that much. So I had to think about it. I would say one would be Disney World. I've never been to Disney World, but I think it would be a fun place to go. Even though we don't have little kids, I just think it would be a magical place to go. And I would go around and get my picture made with all the characters. And this next one would be maybe the Grand Canyon. I think that would be fun to see the Grand Canyon. I think it would be glorious views and such. So I think that would be one. And then the other would probably just be a cruise. I particularly think I would enjoy a cruise. I don't know if Big Daddy would so much. Probably. He's a homebody. He is a homebody, so. But I think a cruise would be ideal. Just to go and watch the little shows and, you know, just enjoy and relax. Not have anything you gotta do, right? Okay, and then let's see. Oh, somebody asked when Elijah moved out, did I have empty nest syndrome? I did not. I would say that I did not, because he prepared us along the way. He came home every night and slept here, but sometimes he didn't get home till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning or such, you know. And then he would just get up in the mornings and go to work, come in really late at night, get up in the mornings and go to work. So he wasn't here Very seldom was he here. So we were kind of used to him not being here already. So, no, we didn't go through we didn't go through that. The empty nest syndrome. Oh, somebody asked me about if I crocheted a llama or a gnome. I've never crocheted a llama. I have crocheted gnomes in the past, and I do have some patterns that I want to make of some gnomes that I need to get into. So yeah, I like crocheting amigurumis and watching little crocheted items that I do come to life. And gnomes are so cute. I love gnomes. I do have like a gnome collection and a bunch of little gnome homes. I do have a bunch of those. Let's see, here we go. Somebody asked about what kind of dogs and birds do my sons have. Okay, I'll just start with the birds real quick. I don't know. I think Dakota has some finches and maybe a parakeet. He did have a bird that, a green Conrad? I don't know. I can't even think of the name of that. He did have a bird that ended up passing away. But, I think he just has a parakeet now and some finches. Dogs. Dakota has a Shih Tzu named Windsor. Elijah has a Chiweenie named Django, and a Border Aussie mix named Ginger. So that's their dogs. And then Dakota has 2 cats. I don't know what kind of cats they are, a gray one and a white and gray one. They're not, you know, they were both rescue cats. He adopted them from the shelter, so. Well, one of them he did adopt. It was through the shelter, through PetSmart. He got that cat at PetSmart, but it was brought there by the shelter. Let's see. Oh, somebody asked about my tops. Where do I get my shirts from? Woman Within. And I have not ordered from them in a very, very long time, like a couple years. And I'm still wearing the shirts that I got from there. They hold up really well. I haven't had an issue with clothes that I have ordered from there. So I probably do need to order me some more shirts. But yeah, their shirts do last. Or they have for me anyway. Okay, let's see. Oh, somebody asked if I do Tunisian crochet. I do not, and to be honest, I don't have a desire to do that. I'm happy just crocheting. I don't need to add anything to it. So, no, I've never tried Tunisian crochet, and I don't have a desire or interest in it. I have seen Terry at Yarn Joy Podcast. I've seen she's done some Tunisian crochet, and it looks interesting, but I'm not interested in doing it. I'm fine with just watching her do it. Oh goodness. Okay, let's see. I've lost my place here. Oh, several people mentioned that they made tea in jars. We've done that too. My kids used to do that all the time. We called it sun tea, and we would put our tea bags in water, and we would go ahead and put our sugar in it. And I'm talking the big jars, like very large pickle jars, or, you know, biggest jar you can find, the better. We would put our sugar in it, our tea bags in it, and fill it up with water. And the boys, one of them would go set it outside in the sun. And by by the time we got ready for lunch, we would have, you know, fresh tea. So we did that. We called it sun tea. Several people called it jar tea. Like, I think 2 different people called it jar tea. But yeah, we used to make sun tea. I'd probably drop the jar before I ever got it outside, just to be honest. Okay, somebody asked, have I ever done a scrappy blanket or scrappy project and used different weights of yarn? I haven't personally done that I can think of. It seems like there was something I was making and I was using 4-weight yarns, and then sometimes the yarn, like a different scrap ball, would be a lot thinner, maybe like feel like a very thin 4-weight or a 3-weight. I don't remember what project that was on, but the project turned out okay. But I do know Ashley at Stitching Ain't Easy, she has done blankets with different weights of yarn. She's done, in the same project, she's used chunky yarn, 4-weight yarn, and number 3 yarn. So, and her projects looked fine to me. I mean, of course, I wasn't holding them and feeling them, but from camera, they looked fine, and she didn't say any regrets, so I don't know. Depends on what the project is. Now, if you're doing like a scrappy blanket, I would say, yeah. If you were doing like an amigurumi, no, because you don't want it gappy. You don't want your holes so gappy that you can see your stuffing and all that kind of stuff. So I would use all the same weight yarn on that. So that's just my thoughts. I don't know. Let's see, where are we at? Oh, somebody asked if I knit. No, I do not. I've done loom knitting and machine knitting, but I don't knit with needles. Again, I just don't have an interest in learning anything new. I'm fine doing what I'm doing. I'm happy. I just don't have an interest in doing anything new. Like, right now, I just feel like I'm doing well to do what little I am doing. I feel like I'm not doing very much, and I feel like I can't add anything else to my plate, so I'm good. And then somebody asked, do we play musical instruments because we have a piano? I do not play any musical instruments. That gene just skipped me altogether. My mom played, she hasn't in years and years and years, but she played the guitar and used to play the guitar in church. My sister played the piano, and she played the piano in church. My brother plays multiple instruments, and he plays the piano in his church now. He did growing up in the church that I grew up in, and now him and his wife go to a different church, and he plays the piano in his church. And my brother also plays other multiple instruments. So I did not get that gene. I tried to play the saxophone in junior high band. Yeah, it was sad. It was sad, sad, sad. I just couldn't get it. I just could not get it. And so that skipped me altogether. And Big Daddy doesn't play. Dakota doesn't play. Elijah can pick up any instrument and play. He plays so many different instruments, there's no way I'm going to be able to name them all. But he does play guitar, banjo, mandolin, ukulele, violin, flute, clarinet, saxophone, cello, piano, there's some kind of flute type thing called a ocarina, something another. It's from Zelda. I don't know. But he can play any instrument. He can pick it up, fool with it for just a moment, and then he can play the Star Wars theme song on it. Yes. I did not get that, and I wish that I could play instruments, but I can't. Just did not get it. Oh, goodness. Well, I've enjoyed visiting with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And like I said, if you have questions that you want to ask, please feel free to leave that in the comment section below, and I will, you know, try to jump on there and write that down and answer your questions. But I'm going to let you all get going. I've got things that I desperately need to do before the whole day has passed me by, because it's just passing me by. But I will be back with another video soon, very, very soon, and hang out with you guys again. So be good. Remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet, and I'll be back soon. Bye, friends.